All right. So in last session, we studied about the VAPT cycle. What are the important phases in this cycle, which starts with information gathering, or it is also called as reconnaissance, that is discovery phase. Then it is all about understanding or scanning the application, coming up with the vulnerabilities, then exploiting it. Okay. Now, as we discussed earlier, so since our focus is more on highlighting the vulnerabilities, we as a vendor will not really do the exploitation unless it is asked by client. Okay. So, and then last phase is the reporting phase, where we have to categorize the findings. We have to collate all the findings and then come up with the remediations also. So what are the recommendations and the remediation for the findings of the VAPT, and then report it to our client. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about information gathering. So information gathering, as we discussed, it is a very important phase in the ethical hacking process. So in this particular phase, what we do is we gather as much information as possible about the target system. Okay. Now, what is the target system here? It is the application under test, right? So whatever application for which we are going to do the VAPT, that is the target application. Now, when we do this information gathering, what all things should we really look out for is something important for everyone to understand. First is we should check what the target network structure is. Okay, we should try to dig into the application, try to search what information about application is publicly available. Okay, so herein we should try to dig in, understand what are the hosts and services, that is information about the host and services running on the target network. Then we should also try to check what operating system is used by the host. Okay, then what are the HTTP headers, right? So HTTP headers, by that I mean what APIs are being used. Okay, what kind of requests are being sent? What are the parameters used in the request? Okay, and then we have to collate this all information. Now there are different tools available in the industry which can help us in gathering this information. Okay, so today we are going to start with Recon-ng. Okay, this is a very widely used tool to gather the information about the application. Okay, now before moving to Recon-ng also, there are certain search engines that can be used to identify the information which is publicly available about the application. Now there are certain Google Docs, okay, which can be used. I'll be sharing that list maybe towards the end of this session, and you can, as a part of exercise, try to use those docs and see what information you get about the target application. And here for the training purpose, I'll share what list of sites that we can use. Okay, so I think the Orange HRMS is the open source demo site. I think that can also be used for training purpose. So I'll share those details with you towards the end of this session. Okay, so let's get started with Recon-ng. Are you all ready? Till here, are there any doubts like what is information gathering? Why do we need it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so it's pretty clear, right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so I'll go ahead and share my screen, and let me start with Kali Linux. Okay, I hope the screen is visible now. I have already tried these steps on a sample website. Okay, I'll be repeating those steps here for you, and then as a part of exercise, you will be doing it for the sample application, target application, which is already vulnerable. Okay, so I'll go to apps. Let me start virtual box. Okay, so this is the Kali Linux that I have installed on my virtual box. Okay, so by the time it gets started, let me tell you how you can look into the documentation. So, okay, if you go to this site kali.org, there is a very detailed level documentation about the tools that are present in Kali Linux. Okay, so now for each and every tool, you will see what is the purpose of that particular tool and how you can use it. Okay, so here, for example, they have given like, okay, you can search for these domains. Okay, within the particular application, there you can actually find out subdomains as well, regions as well. So we are going to see that in the example right now. Okay, so whatever information you need, you just go to Kali Linux, this site, and then you can also search it from here. See here, documentation, Kali tools documentation. Okay, here you will see the list of all tools. Okay, it's here, and this, if you go and search, it will take you to the page, respective tool documentation page. Okay, so let's get started. So, Vidhi, have you tried using Recon-ng? Have you already done that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, okay. All right. So, if you go to Kali Linux, here you will see what are the list of applications. And as you can very well understand from here, based on the phases, right? Actually, there are categorizations here. So for information gathering, these are the different set of tools that can be used. But for the training purpose, we don't need to look into all of this. Just a few tools will actually help us get optimum information about the application and the test. So like we are going to see ZenMap, Recon-ng, and there is another one in vulnerability analysis, that is Nikto. Okay, so let's try to cover at least two tools today. I'll go here and select Recon-ng. Okay, so okay, so if you want, first thing that you need to do is you have to create a separate workspace. Okay, as you can see here, this is the command. Okay, workspaces create, and you need to give the name to that workspace. So here they have used Nest. I'll create it with some different name. Before that, if you want to see the help, okay, you can just go and type Recon-ng -h. Let's check what is here. Okay, Recon client -h. What's wrong here? Okay, Recon-ng -h. Strange, it's not working. All right, let me go ahead and create the workspace first. If you have Kali Linux installed, maybe you can try simultaneously as well, along with me. Okay, so here now we have created a workspace. Now, whatever we want to do, we can do this within this workspace. Okay, now using marketplace search command, it will list all the modules that are present within Recon-ng. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so as you can see, this is the list of all modules which are present. Now, what are these modules? These are actually search engines which can be used to find out the information about the target applications. So as you can see there are categories, whether it is a discovery, whether it is to import files, okay, whether it is just for reconnaissance, okay, and reporting. Okay, so as a part of exercise, you can try out few of these categories. Now here one thing you need to understand is there are for certain, okay, so you can see these are the columns, right? D and K. So K is something where you need keys to access these particular modules. We are not going to use those as of now. Okay, and D is something which has the dependencies. Okay, so probably usage of such particular modules may need dependency on another module, right? So you need to ensure that you are installing dependent module first and then the one which you need. Okay. All right. So this is the sample output which I have copied here. Now we are going to use hacker target module. Okay. Now go ahead and install this module first. So what you need to do is say marketplace install and the module name. Okay. So as you can see, this module is installed now. Okay. Now, whatever module has been installed, you need to load it. So I'll go ahead and load this module. Okay. Now, uh, now we need to set the source. Source is something is the target application. Okay, so here they have used tesla.com. We are not going to use this one. Okay, I'll rather put orange HRMS. Okay, so let me first okay, so source is set now. So it will give me the information about the source. Okay, now we need to run this module. Okay, so module is installed, module is loaded, and the source for that particular module is also set. Let's run command will run the, okay, what is this invalid host? Okay, let me try with different source. Okay, so it has given me information for Tesla. Now, if you see the output, it is like, not in a much readable format, though it gives all information. But what if I need this in a tabular format? Okay, so I can use this command. Okay, show hosts. Okay, so here, as you can see, we have got this information about the host, the IP address, okay, using this module. Now, what we can do is, see, here are the different subdomains that we have received. So we can actually try to find out vulnerabilities in all of these subdomains. I mean, not for this site, but whatever target application, vulnerable application that we choose. Okay. And then using IP address also, we can use this IP address for network scanning. Okay. So this is how you should try to fetch more and more information about the application. Now we just use only one module. There are different other modules that can be used to gather information. Okay. Till here, are you with me? Vidhi and Nikhil?
Ma'am, I stopped at Orange HRM because
Uh-huh.
couldn't find it.
Uh-huh.
So maybe from till
Yeah,
that.
Orange, I think Orange HRMS probably is not really not sure, because if it is illegal to use, probably it may not support as well. That might be also the case. Because I had tried using that earlier, it was working, but not sure today why it is not working. Maybe we will try with some other vulnerable application. So there are some open source applications that can be used. Okay, so we will target those. I'll share
So
those
what
lists
is
with you. Yeah.
Orange HRM basically? Like, what is it?
It is an open source HRMS system. Okay, so that is a demo site actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure it was working earlier, but maybe we can try it later again.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Okay, so but it is working for this tesla.com, and we will actually, let me use another application, which is actually a vulnerable application. This is given by OWASP and already set up by someone on a
I have
public
seen this
cloud.
before.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So maybe we can try using this as well. Do you want me to share this over chat? Maybe you can try with this one now.
Yes, ma'am. That would work.
Yeah, just try it.
Yes, ma'am.
No, it is giving invalid. I think we need a main domain only. Uh, because Tesla was just a plain domain. Let me try with our website. Yeah, it's working. I think with it needs main domain. No, it is saying invalid host. Surprising.
Actually, the problem in my PC is that I cannot copy paste things like how you're
Mm-hmm.
doing. I
Okay.
cannot copy paste things. So I have to
Type
either
everything.
start, yes, type
Uh-huh.
everything or just start it in my Microsoft Fox
Mm-hmm.
on the whole
Okay.
Linux operating system. So it takes
Mm-hmm.
little time to process because
Okay, okay.
two operating systems are working together.
Yeah,
Zoom
yeah,
on
yeah.
Windows and this on.
Yeah, no
So
problem. Maybe you can try it later.
yes,
Only the objective was to just get you introduced to these tools. So maybe once you refer to this recording, maybe you can try it out with your another sample application. Okay. Okay. So let's move to Nikto. Shall we move to another tool now? Okay.
yes, ma'am, sure.
Yeah. Just keep this one thing in mind. Okay. Uh, Focus on modules that are required. See, there is a huge list of modules here. We have just used one hacker target for sake of training purpose. I mean, just for the introduction purpose, but you can use multiple modules within this particular Recon-ng. Okay. Like for example, see here you can see there is domain wise, okay, domain root suffix. So you'll have to actually check for what each and every module does. Okay. Shodan is also something which is widely used. Okay. But and Netcraft as well. Okay, this is also very widely used in industry. So try using these modules. Okay, and then let me know. Like, just you can make a note of the result and let me know what you see when you use these modules for information gathering. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, let's move to next tool. Okay. There is ZenMap as well, which is a user interface based, basically a GUI for Nmap only. So internally it uses Nmap. This is also used for scanning of the application. So this you can take for the assignment purpose. So when you capture the IP addresses from Recon-ng, use those IP addresses for scanning using ZenMap. Okay. So that is also another assignment, second assignment with respect to information gathering. And now we will move to Nikto. Okay. So, okay, as you can see, when I selected this tool, it has already given me this help. Okay. When you say Nikto -h, it will tell you what arguments you can use with Nikto command for gathering the information about the target application. So here I had actually used the orange HRMS. Let me try it again. So Nikto, yeah, update I have already used, so that's the reason it is giving me this command. So Nikto -update will help you get the updated version of this tool. So -h, and then, yep, this is the site. Mhm. Very difficult to. Anyone knows command to exit from here? Command X.
Control C, ma'am.
Okay, let me copy paste. That's better. Okay, so you can also use along with SSL, but let me first try with simple just site name. Okay, so here it is giving me the information about the application. So what I could understand from this particular result is what is the target IP. Now again, I can use this IP to scan for the networks using Nmap or Zenmap, right? It is giving me the host name. It is giving me the target port, right? Now it is also giving me the SSL information, right? So that means what is the certificate, who is the issuer of the SSL certificate, okay? And then, so it actually, it takes some time, so you need to be patient. You'll have to wait probably for some time to get this completed. It has given me the web server information. See here. Now, only thing is, it is not actually giving me the version of this particular server. If it had given me the version, then I could have actually, hunted for the vulnerabilities specific to this server version. Got it? So this is how you should be uh, coming up with the possibilities of probably understanding the weaknesses in the application. And that is the reason this particular phase is very important. Okay, so it is showing me that anti-clickjacking X-frame operations header is not present. Now, this information can also be used to understand whether clickjacking is a type of attack that can be done on the application. Okay, so it uses SSL and the CL. This strict transport security HTTP header is not defined. That means you can actually this particular application can be vulnerable for certain types of uh, hacking, that is cross-site scripting, CSS, XSS as well. The site uses SSL and expects CT header is not present. So we will have to dig into this into more detail to understand more details about these details, and then based on that you can identify what kind of vulnerabilities you need to focus on when you actually do the hacking process, that is penetration testing. I think this may take more time. So X-frame option is again specific to the clickjacking attack. Then strict transport security header. This you can test if the website is vulnerable to SSL stripping attacks. So instead of using HTTPS, you can try logging into this application using HTTP. Okay, since the security transport header is not applied here, it is very easily possible to launch the application using HTTP. All right. Now there are certain other tools as well. Okay, for example, WP scan. WP scan is specifically used for the WordPress applications. I mean, applications which are developed using the WordPress, right? WordPress framework. So if you use for that particular application, you can use WP scan, and that will fetch you all information about the about that particular application. Okay, till here, is it clear? Nikhil, any questions? Vidhi, any questions till here?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
No, no, ma'am.
Okay, now the two tools are something we have covered, and I think the time left is 4 minutes. Let me stop the recording.